Silly girl.
Welcome back to another episode of the Spill It Girl podcast. If this says anything about the week I've had, it's 10 p.m. on Thursday, and I just remembered that I have to record this episode. But I need to talk about the Jesse Solomon concert because I went to in Detroit and I actually left thinking about something way deeper than I expected to. First of all, yes. Let's be serious. How good is he? There's definitely some audio help happening. We all know that. We're not acting like this was a raw acoustic basement performance. But honestly, he was so good. Like genuinely charismatic, great energy, huge stage presence. His band was incredible. The dimples are somehow even crazier in person. And what stood out to me most was how happy he was to be there. Not performative happy, like not influencer, fake happy, like a little kid getting to live out a dream happy. And I think that's exactly why, now that I've seen it in person, people connect with him because his backstory doesn't feel like, it's been like a perfectly curated overnight success thing. Like he feels like someone who actually lived a real life prior to this fame. He obviously had his health struggles, corporate finance, stress, expectations, trying to figure all that out, probably questioned himself a million times like the rest of us do. And then somehow it's just cool to see him find his way back to something creative and fun and super exciting. I think a lot of people right now, especially as we get into our 30s and 40s, we start grieving versions of ourselves that you've basically had to put away or put up on the shelves to survive adulthood. And yeah, that's a bit dramatic, but it's true. Many people, like how many people had passions that they loved before they had a practical life, whether it's music, writing, art, fashion, performing, having the risk to start a business, dancing, acting, whatever it was. Bills happen, and then careers happen, and then kids happen, and then anxiety happens, and expectations happen, and then suddenly your whole identity becomes productivity. And society rewards burnout, unfortunately, way more than joy. And what's sick is we praise people for being exhausted and for the hustle and for the grinding and for being booked and busy. Like it's chaos, but peace and passion and excitement, those are the things that almost become treated like luxuries instead of necessities. And watching Jesse perform honestly reminded me how important it is to have something in your life that lights you up outside of surviving in survival mode. Not everything has to become, massive and you don't need to have like a life ROI calculation. I'm sure you hear me say this all the time. Sometimes it's just something simply because it makes you feel good and it makes you feel alive again. And honestly, I think that's why audiences, whether on TV or in concert, love people like him, not because he's perfect, not because he's the most talented musician and person alive, but because he's trying and he's doing it publicly and authentically and imperfectly. And there's just something that's really inspiring about seeing someone go after joy without pretending to have it all figured out first. And I think a lot of us wait for permission to do that. We think that once I have more money or once my kids are older or once I lose more weight or when I'm less anxious, when I know exactly what I'm doing, you're going to have this magical moment that you'll do that thing that you actually want to do. But the reality is the older that you get, the more you have to realize that peace in life usually comes from alignment, and that alignment is not perfection or status or money. The alignment is when your life starts feeling lighter and when you are internally doing what matters the most to you and you're actually doing it, not just internally, but externally. So honestly, you could feel that alignment watching him on stage, and it was just really fun. Like, this is someone who may still work in finance one day and still have responsibilities and still have health scares and still live in the real world that we all live in. But he is also like let himself connect to something that he clearly loves. And I think that that's the lesson. If you go see him in concert, like, you will see actual true joy. So it just reminded me, like, you don't have to be completely burnout on life to pursue your passion. Sometimes it starts by just allowing yourself to explore the one thing that you miss. So just take that as the lesson for the week, because passion gives people energy. And boy, oh boy, that man had energy on stage. And I think the more you project peace, the more people follow that, because they don't want to abandon themselves anymore. So that is my take, my deep take on the Jesse Solomon concert. If you do get to, or he tours again, like, definitely go see it, especially if you're a Bravo fan. He is super nice. His band is super good. And they were very kind. They made sure to walk around the facility to get selfies. He did not have to do that. And yeah, it was a great concert, and I'm happy I went. So you guys have a great Memorial weekend. I hope you like this episode, and we will talk to you soon.